and they never flinched. That's the positive of this team right now, is they just keep playing the next play, and that's if you're looking for positive, that would be it. On the flip side of it, we continue to cause turnovers at a high rate, which then negates it and makes you feel really good and happy. And so I think really the defining moment in the game was the 2-minute drive, offensively stall out, punt the football, create a turnover on special teams. We've created a turnover or scored on special teams in 5 out of the first 6 games, which is so elite that it's hard to define it because there's probably not truly a stat for it, but those game-changing plays on special teams define games, and that certainly did, because it allowed us to go score tied up at half, and luckily had 2 timeouts there. I thought managed it well. We're able to go punch it in and go into halftime, and the guys are looking at the same thing we're looking at. We don't turn it over. We continue to create turnovers, and it's a blowout. And we come out of half, and credit to our defense, 2 more turnovers. Offensively, kind of just did our job and executed the way we're supposed to, and the game became what the game became. So I think ultimately, complementary football in a lot of ways, high-level special teams play, and you come out with a win against a good football team on the road in a really good environment. And certainly we're fortunate to get that one with how sloppy it was early in the game. If we continue to run the football the way we're running it and continue to be efficient, with Byron continuing to get better as a passer, continuing to make really good decisions in the run game, I think we got a chance to continue to grow and be really good offensively. Defensively, I think the biggest focus point is the ability to get off the field on third downs. You create the turnovers, it kind of hides some of the bad that happened in terms of 8 of the 11 conversions were 3rd and 7, or 8 of the 12 conversions were 3rd and 7 plus, and that's where you got to get them, is into 3rd and long, and the inability to get off the field is a huge focal point for us as we continue to move forward. And ultimately, the messaging to the team is the detail part, and everybody says the word detail, essentially doing the little things better than everybody else. Not doing anything extraordinary, not doing anything different or special, just doing the little things better than everybody else. Fundamentally, hand placement, hat placement, footwork, blocking, tackling, just doing the little things at a high level. And here we are. The challenge to us now is to be present where we are, and continue to work on the detail of everything that we do. Nothing new schematically, just continue to be elite at what we do. Getting ready for FAU, obviously got back late Friday night or Saturday morning. The guys got an extra day to be able to sleep, get their bodies, minds, treatment. We got a little bit beat up there, so that was important for us to have an extra day. It's amazing in this game how much 24 hours can make a difference. And started Sunday with a clean slate, fresh, getting ready for FAU. Huge deal for us. It's homecoming. It's Saturday night. We're on national television again, which is a huge credit to our football team, our staff, to continue to make it relevant and important. We're in the middle of October, and we're playing really meaningful football. Getting ready, turning it over to FAU. I got a ton of respect for Zach. I've kind of watched him from afar, offensively, what he's been able to do. They're different, they're unique, from every stop at Houston Baptist to Western Kentucky to Tech to where he is now, the way that points get up on the board, the quarterback play and the level of quarterback play. Man, young dude, doing a lot of really good stuff. I got a ton of respect for him. And then you flip the film on, and this football team is playing really hard. There's a ton of new faces. There's virtually new faces everywhere. So as he continues to build his program, they've won the last 2. It looks like a confident team. It looks like a team that plays really hard. They're disciplined. They do it the right way. I got a ton of respect for what they're doing. I think our players do as well. You look at them offensively, starting with the front, really, really big group. Like, it is a big offensive line for our league. Like real size, like 315 plus across the board, 6'4" to 6'8", like legitimate size. The quarterback makes it all go. Veteran guy, was at Western Kentucky. I know Zach recruited him and then didn't get a chance to coach him. And here he's got a chance to coach him. Really impressive young man. Met him at media days. Physically as impressive looking as they come, and operates that system at a high clip. They're first in completions nationally, first in our league in passes thrown, passing yards, touchdowns. It starts with him being really efficient, and when he's on. Incredible deep ball, really quick trigger, really quick release. They do a good job protecting him, and the scheme helps him get the ball out. They make you defend a ton of grass. Similar to us in terms of tempo, they try to push it. I think advantage for us is that our defense has practiced against tempo and defending the entire field for quite a while now. And then this wideout group, uber productive. The slot, number 8's a really good player, 0's a really good player. On the outside, 3's a good player. They're really efficient in what they do. When you've got a system like that where the quarterback and the receivers are on the same page with the O-line, they're really efficient. And generally, offensive systems like that get better as the year goes, and they have gotten better as the year goes. Like I said, they won their last 2, and offensively it's been lights out. So huge challenge for us. They run it enough to keep you honest, and it's a really good challenge for us in terms of being able to defend it. Defensively, so different than what they had been. Really, really multiple. You watch it, and they do a really good job scheming you up. They'll have a good plan for us. They're used to facing a tempo offense, so it won't be such a shock to the system. They're explosive in the negative plays, the tackles for loss, the sacks. They've done a really good job of creating negatives and getting you to 3rd and long, and they do a really good job up front. It's a veteran group up front. You watch it, that's the first thing that stands out. They're physical, they're big, and they're older. Anytime you got an older group, it makes it tough. But I think the scheme is really good. They make the quarterback be really good with his eyes. They make the quarterback be really good with his decisions. There's not just a ton out there where you could junk up and get some cheap stuff on them. They do a good job. They're sound, they communicate well, and they play really hard. And then a special teams group that's really, really aggressive. As you look at it, they blocked 2 punts. They've had some explosives in the return game, specifically the punt return game. And so it'll be a really good challenge for us. It's as a team where we are right now, to be honest with you, it's a place that a majority of these guys haven't been. And I think for us as coaches, continuing to just make sure that the standard stays as the standard, we continue to raise the standard in areas where we feel like we can, and then the stuff that's killing us, we've got to hammer home, or that's on us as coaches for failing to do so. I think as you go, elite football teams get better as the year goes. And as coaches, we've been there. There's a handful of guys that have been there, continuing to push that you're going to play like you practice, continuing to push that your process is the only thing that matters. And I think we've got a good enough buy-in from these guys that they understand. You watch practice today, and Coach Jones came up to me after practice and said, man, like that looked really intentional. And I agree. It really, really intentional to the point where if you're not, you're starting to really, really stick out. And the guys that are playing for us are really, really intentional in their process, in their prep. And you could see it offensively. I mean, how many different guys have gotten one to catch a ball, throw a ball, run a ball, even on the O-line, the ability to be able to rotate some guys. We've been able to start playing some more young guys. You saw a guy like Jeremiah Koger really step up this week. You saw Chase Garnett get in at the end of a game and operate in a 4-minute drill. I took notice. I think we all took notice, man, like he's closer to ready. Took his opportunity, ran with it. You're seeing defensively Rodney Hill went in, played considerable minutes. Zay Hamilton went in, played considerable minutes with a club on his hand. You're starting to see guys like Jair Murphy do some incredible things. Trey Kinkle was the first hit on that punt that ended up getting fumbled. Like, some guys stepping up, and as long as we can keep getting these young guys to start stepping up here, and we could be more multiple and have more depth as you go, and guys start to get banged up, you're not losing so much when you lose a guy for a week or two or however long. And that's the intentional piece I'm talking about, that these young guys are seeing these older guys doing it, and that's where I'm so excited as a program, that the more young guys we got going, I think the more depth we have, and therefore injuries don't cost you quite as much as you continue to play meaningful football games. So proud of where we are. I think we have such a long way to go. I was probably as hard on our team on Monday as I've ever been, because 2 weeks in a row now, you got an opportunity to really go finish an opponent in the third quarter, and it drags into the fourth. And it's not that we don't have a killer instinct, because I can tell you we do. It's the detail of every little bit, whether it's at the beginning, in the middle, or at the end, just playing 60 minutes of elite, detailed, violent, physical football with the ability to go finish. So that's where we are. I'm excited. I think our whole team's excited. My challenge to our fan base is to show up Saturday night. I think it'll be really, really electric under the lights. The weather's going to be incredible. Joey told me no rain. Other Joey told me it's going to be an exciting football game. And I think, our players deserve it. This university deserves it. The city of Tampa deserves an awesome crowd. Our students will be there. They've been there all year. We need people to get to the stadium, pack it out, create an incredible environment. It's homecoming. It should be electric. So I'm really, really excited about it. Questions?
With what you just said, obviously the team's off to a successful start, 6 games, homecoming Saturday night, national TV, the students will be there. Are you sensing more buy-in from the community, from the loyalists are always going to be there, but do you see a bandwagon forming now behind this team?
I don't know. I guess I don't have time to actually know what's going on outside of here. But I do know Friday night against Charlotte, the crowd was awesome. Like, that student section overfilling is awesome. It's electric. It's awesome. As it got going, that lower bowl being full is awesome. I sure hope so. I don't know. I'm not. I should be maybe out in the community like you are. I will be in the off season, but I have no idea. But I certainly hope so.
It's a team people could get behind and root for, and fun to watch, and all that, right?
Yeah, I think we're fun to watch. I get mad sometimes, but they're fun to watch.
Happy sometimes.
Yeah, sometimes I'm mad, but it's fun for me to watch sometimes.
16 turnovers, 4 so far. I think that leads the nation. Is that a matter of just guys being in the right position, coaching them to punch the ball out? I mean, I don't know how you coach that. What do you attribute that to?
Yeah, well, certainly you coach the heck out of creating turnovers. We through spring, through fall camp, through scout team periods now, you're on the defensive guys to punch as hard as they can at these footballs. One, to create a mindset of getting balls out, but 2, to prepare the offense to not get balls punched out. So it works both ways. I've always thought, and I preach it maybe as hard as anybody, and we talk about it all the way through to game time. Like, fumbles don't just happen, interceptions don't just happen. They happen because there's elite level effort around the football. And it's usually the second and the third guy that create it. And sometimes it's a tip ball, sometimes it's a violent collision, sometimes it's a guy going down and just that extra little bit of effort to punch at it. They happen a bunch of different ways. We teach a bunch of different ways, and we hammer it home every day. But I'll be honest with you, Joey, I truly believe it's a mindset. And when the culture is that we're gonna go get that football, and again, it's always the extra guy. I've always said balls don't bounce your way, you force balls to bounce your way, and it's this extra little bit of effort. You look at the the punt that was fumbled. I mean, Trey Kinkle was running 23 miles an hour. Like, he beat the punt there. You look at the forced fumble that Shoe picked up by Jarvis Lee. Jarvis has made those violent hits on these perimeter screens over and over and over again. And to be honest with you, if you're watching it as an offensive coordinator trying to scheme plays up and Jarvis Lee's sitting there, he's made a point of, like, go throw the ball out here. Like, it's contagious. And now other guys are watching. They're like, hold on, if Jarvis is doing it, I got to do it. And I think it's just an attitude. The interceptions, I think, come, again, off of just being on guys. You look at our interceptions from, there was 3 of them on Friday night. All 3 of them, there was somebody in the quarterback's face at the point that he was throwing at. Like, you play good quarterbacks, and at this level, they're all good quarterbacks. If you let them sit back there in a clean pocket, they're gonna generally complete balls, especially these offenses last week, this week, where it's so much based on timing and ball placement, where guys are going to be in spots at a certain time and you got to get the ball there. Well, if you can disrupt the timing just a little bit, something's going to be off. And all 3 of those, 2 of them weren't pressures. They were truly our front 4 getting home. And then the second one was a pressure. You make him step up, throw off his back foot. You make him throw with a little bit of a different arm angle, and now it's just a little bit off DB in the right spot. You create those interceptions. So the front is just as important when it comes to the interceptions getting thrown. The Schuler pick was truly it was in the tight red zone. He got to his exact drop. There's pressure in his face. He's trying to get rid of the ball. Again, you create those. They don't just happen. Balls don't just come to you. You create those interceptions. Now, on the flip side of it, you didn't ask, but I'll tell you, what's going on offense the last 2 weeks is complete bullshit, and that we're putting the ball on the ground, and that like I've always said, the interceptions will happen. Like, you can't force them. The interception that was thrown, ball was thrown a little bit behind. It's on Keyshawn to go and get an OPI. I don't care. You cannot let him get the ball. Huge learning moment for him. Misjudged it a little bit. Like, you're a hair off, and you throw the football. I'm going to make a huge point, though. 4 turnovers offensively, 0 points scored on Friday night by North Texas. So, again, there's some negative, a ton of negative there. To be able to rise up, come off the bench, and hold them to 0 points off of 4 turnovers, and then flip it, that we end up scoring 28 points off of turnovers, like, that's the swing in the game. And complimentary football in some ways, the ability to respond. I think the thing I'm most proud of is every time the defense, and I tell you, like, we're at a point in our program where I'm sitting there watching the defense come off the bench after a turnover, and I'm just looking, man, is there somebody that's going to, like, get frustrated? It is 11 dudes and 10 coaches sprinting on the field, excited to go play defense. Contagious in so many ways. I think what these guys have created in terms of a culture that they got each other's backs is pretty cool. And it's taken a long time to get to that point, but if we can keep that going, it's super positive.
And Alex, you mentioned that they have each other's backs. Is that the ultimate sign that this is a player-led program, which I know is what you've been wanting to achieve since the first day you stepped on campus here?
I think it's certainly really close to that. It's not perfect. I don't know if you can ever reach a perfect euphoria there, but I think we're going to continue to chase it. I think time builds that in terms of a connection where I truly want to do it for you because I know who you are, I know where you come from, I know the struggles you've had, and I'm going to help you. I think that takes a ton of time. I do think there's enough player-driven leadership in that locker room. I'm fighting like crazy to build these young guys to be kind of the next ones, the Lachlan Hewletts of the world, the Jeremiah Cogers of the world, the Corey Pettigrews of the world. You're like, man, like watch Byron, like do what Byron's doing. That's what you're fighting. Same thing defensively. Like Mac is doing a really, really good job of being vocal. It's forced him to hold himself accountable to a really high level. Well, I'm watching Rodney Hill do it. I'm watching Xavier Hamilton do it. I'm watching Jabari Smith. I'm forcing Tavin Ward, like, dude, don't just you be you, but make sure Jabari's seeing it. Make sure Jabari's at your hip pocket. Bobo with Ruck and Ben Knox, and like that's the part that I think is contagious, is when you've got leaders that are not just leading, but also forcing young guys to follow them. It's really contagious.
You've got so many numbers that you analyze in all phases of the ball, but what you're talking about with the turnovers is the getting of turnovers and the turnover margin. Is that about as reliable a stat that leads to victory that exists in this game?
Huge. I think the ability to create extra possessions is what we're chasing. I know this time of possession has been a hot topic for some people here, but, and I say that jokingly, so you're allowed to smile, but you're trying to create possessions, and then it's the points per possession that you're fighting like crazy for. So the more possessions you can create, the better you can be. Like Friday night, you have 15 possessions. If somebody tells you got 15 possessions, you should say, man, there should be 70 points on the board. Well, you can't negate them with turnovers, because then you're right back to 11 possessions, and now you're fighting like crazy. So you're trying to create extra possessions. The turnover margin's absolutely huge. You just need it to match up. Like they can't be just negating each other every week, and that's what's happened the last 2 weeks. But I imagine that as we go here, if we can fix this offensive piece and continue to be in the same spot we've been defensively, then heck, if we're playing with 15, 16 possessions a week on offense and only giving offenses, call it 7 to 8, that they can score points on, heck, unless we're completely terrible offensively, you should be able to win the football game.
You're also scoring on defense and scoring on special teams too. That's the other part of it.
Special. That's special.
Alex, you know the nature of this business. You've had success here, and now your name's getting thrown out there with all the coaching vacancies at the Power 4 level. How do you address that with your team? How do you address that with recruits? Because it's going to come up. I mean, your name's out there now.
Sure. So where I hear it is on the recruiting side, because, and it's been this way for 2 years now, that question of, man, coach, how long are you going to be here? And I tell everybody the truth. It's the same thing I've told everybody that's ever asked. One, I can promise you I'm not talking to anybody. I don't, like, literally, I write it down on my calendar to make sure I check in with my wife every day. Like, because I'll literally get to 9:30 p.m. like, oh my God, like, I wonder how my family is. So to tell you that, like, I am as focused and locked in on our program and what we're doing, and I've always been like that. I was that way as an assistant. I was that way as a coordinator. Been that way as a head coach. Like, I don't have enough time to literally, like, I make the joke, but I mean it. Like, there's not enough time in a week, if you're doing this job the right way, as process driven as I am, and as process driven as I force our staff and our team to be, to remotely hear it, see it, think about it. For me, the recruiting side, I've always told guys the truth. Like, I came here to build something really, really special. Like, I see this place, like, I chose to come here. I see this place as a really, really cool spot where you can build it the way you want to build it. They've invested greatly. They promised they would when we took the job, and they've upheld every promise that they ever made to us. I've never in my career, outside of coming here, chased the job, ever. And I don't intend to. I didn't have nothing growing up. I got more than I've ever needed. We're super, super happy here. My family's incredibly happy. To me, that's more important than any conference affiliation. Like, I've just never thought of it like in a sense of I got to go chase a job. Just never have. I don't know. Maybe I'm different. Maybe I'm messed up. Maybe I should. And clearly, this profession is getting crazier by the minute. I think when you have a really good job and you work with really good people and you've got it how you want it and you feel like you're getting better and you feel like there's a ceiling that you're nowhere near, like, I'm just not ready to say, man, well, what else is out there? And that's just me. And some people, I'm sure, will call BS on it, and that's fine. I hopefully, as you look at my career, which however long it's been, just look at what I've done in terms of I've never, ever, ever chased a job. And I'm not intending to. So the recruiting piece is where it's come up more than anywhere else. I've not addressed anything with the team because for me, there's nothing to address. Like, I think it's going to create a distraction if I say something, but I don't even know what to say because there's nothing to say. I guess if I was interviewing for jobs, maybe there'd be something to say, but I'm not. And I could honestly stand up here and tell you I'm so locked in, as the kids would say, 10 toes down right here. And we ask our kids, where are you? They'll tell you right here, right now. I'm telling you, I'm right here, right now. And we've got so much we're playing for. And I'm so excited. Like, I wake up every morning, I'm so excited to be the head football coach here. I'm so excited to represent this university. I'm excited to build something. I don't know. Look, it's mid-October and it's 80 degrees outside. Like, I guess unless you've lived some of the places I've lived, like, you probably don't appreciate it like I do. I'm really happy. I really am. So I guess I don't know if that's the answer you're looking for, but it's the truth. And I don't know. I will say this. I'll leave it at this. If people are talking and saying that, it's a huge credit to our players. It's a huge credit to our staff, because the alternative, as you see when you turn on every Monday morning, it seems like this year, is the alternative is that you're not employed. And so if it's people talking about you having a job or other jobs, or the alternative is that you're not employed, I'll take that one. But it's a credit to our players. It's a credit to our staff. It's a credit to this university that they've been able to put a product on the field that people are attracted to, people want to know what's going on here. And I'll take it in the form of people showing up Saturday night and cheering on for these guys that have earned the right to get that. But it's certainly a credit to this entire organization buying into something and continuing to build, and I'm excited to lead it.
I just want to ask about Byron Brown. You want everybody to continue to get better. You know how the quarterback gets so much credit, or takes the heat, maybe more so. What have you seen from him? The good that he's doing, we can see the athleticism. And what do you want him to continue to get better on?
Sure. Where he's gotten to a point now is the game's really slowed down for him. And that's, in my experience, especially in this offense, year two is always when that happens. Year one, and you think back to our first year here, Byron statistically did some incredible things, but when you watch it, it was happening really fast for him. You could see it tangibly, what his feet look like in the pocket, how calm he is in the pocket. You could see him go through his progressions and not get stuck on certain guys. You could see him, even what we've done offensively, how much we've grown in the pocket movement game and the setup shot game, and just some uniquely different formational things and some ball handling things where it's slowed down for him. His understanding of the game, his understanding of defensive structures, to where you come off to the sideline and the conversations are so different. He missed year two last year. He started it, got hurt, and so this is year two for him. Call it 2.5. And so just how much it's slowed down for him is where I would tell you that he's grown tremendously. And as it's slowed down for him, the decision-making has gone up because he's seeing it so much clearer. It's the same thing in the run game. His decision-making in the run game's gone up at a high level. He's making lead decisions with whether to pull the ball, keep the ball, the design quarterback run stuff where there's options with it. He's making the right choices. And it's not perfect. Like Friday night, it wasn't perfect. There were some things that probably, I don't want to use the word greedy, but kind of greedy. Like, man, it's a tight game. I'm going to go make something happen. To be honest with you, I trust him to do it, so go make it happen. Most of the time, it's the right decision in terms of he made it happen. And I think where he's so valuable for us is that the play's never over till it's over. Like, it breaks down, whether it's the coverage is good enough, or there's somebody that's unblocked, or even the pocket breaks down, he's going to extend plays. And you see him now extending to create with his arm on top of creating with his legs. It's so calculated in how he runs the ball that the play's never over. It's hard to defend when you know that he can make it happen for you. It saved our butts a lot of times now. It's like more than I probably deserve. So that's where the growth has come more than anything else.
With that in mind, the maturity to shake off a mistake like he had the other night, a couple fumbles, interception, didn't seem to throw him at all. A lot of quarterbacks would have gotten spooked by that.
Yeah, you know what? After the fumble the ball exchange with Nakai. I generally don't say a whole lot to him during the game. Joel Gordon and Hayden Kingston and Timmy Green, like, they do an awesome job with him on game day. But after that one, I walked over and he's just sitting there smiling, like I jacked that up. Come on, let's rock. So that's, as the head coach, you walk over and he's like, Coach, I screwed that up. I got you. We're good. Just like, let's roll. I'm like, cool. Like, the level of confidence he gives you, whether it's fake, made up, or whatever, like, he's so intelligent that he's like, man, like, if I look panicked, Coach is going to get panicked. Like, Coach, we're good. Let's rock. And literally, I just looked, smile. You good? I'm good. Walked away.
Didn't appear to be fake.
It certainly doesn't. I think there's an elite level of confidence that he has because his process is so incredibly elite. Like, it reassures you, it gives you confidence as the head coach, it gives you confidence as a coaching staff. But to be honest with you, it gives confidence to the entire program when you come in and his car's sitting there in the parking lot and you're like, shit, am I late? You know, I'm 4 hours early. This guy beat me in here. Like, it gives the entire program confidence that that your quarterback is the hardest worker, the toughest, the smartest, and is willing to own a mistake. Like, I think the entire program benefits in a huge level of confidence from that.
Coach, on Friday night, when you're sitting there on the sideline, what was going through your mind, and what was the feeling of the bench when Cole Skinner got in the end zone?
You know what? I guess I didn't realize how big of a deal it was. We've practiced it for so long, and he's been the fullback in that heavy set formation for us all year. And so it was just a matter of time before you got the picture you wanted for that. But man, then I look back and everybody's geeked for him. And Cole's such a freaking awesome human, and he's a guy that's stepped up in so many roles. Stepped up as a freshman and played when we played our best ball in our first year here. Played a ton all over the place last year. Started the first four for us this year, and has now allowed us to create a rotation inside and stay fresh. Everybody loves Cole. He's a young man in our program that's grown from being a young guy when he got here, had no idea what major college football O-linemen should be doing every day, to he's become a leader in there. He's one of the guys on this team that everybody loves, but he's also the first one to dap up everybody on defense as they come off. He's got this incredible energy about him. Like, this morning we walk in and it's, Coach, like, your juice sucks. Where are you at? I'm like, oh my God, does my juice suck? And he's giving me a hard time because my juice was elite, but he's got that confidence right now to call people out on. He's been awesome, and I guess, like I said, when he came off and I saw the excitement from everybody on the sideline, like, man, to me it was not necessarily a routine play, but kind of a routine, like that's what we were going to do. If it was going to be on the 1 yard line and it was a gotta-have-it situation, that's where we were going. And right next to him was Jacob Merrifield, which I think is pretty cool too, that dug that hole out of there. So you talk about like team togetherness, like some pretty cool stuff on that.
You've used the word humility, being humble. You know, as you move forward, I know you talked about beating Florida and maybe got a little bit out of whack or whatever, but is that something you just have to get in these guys' ears on constantly? Do they know how to do it, you know, being humble by themselves, not getting carried away with things? Yeah,
that's what I meant, Joey, by being in this situation that most guys haven't been in. We spent probably 10 minutes talking about the word humility on Monday. We did it after the game in the locker room, what that really means. And I think just the understanding that your preparation and your detail from week to week can't change. I think in our context, if you start to gauge opponents, that's when you let your gloves down, and that's when you get knocked out. And for those of us that have done it for a long time or have lived life, or I mean, like, you've seen it. You've seen getting too high, getting overconfident, and that's why I'm so big on being process driven in what you do, because then you don't gauge opponents, you don't gauge situations, you just put your head down and you work. And we talked, like I said, 10 minutes, got the players involved in what that really looks like, means, that really you don't have to do anything different. Just go right back to work and continue to perfect your process. And I think as you ask our guys, they'll tell you, man, like my process continues to get better every single week. And as long as that's the case, you're good. But Reverend Lane said it a couple weeks ago, and I keep using the line, but the difference between a pat on the back and a slap in the face is 18 inches. And in our game, in this game, like that can happen in a 60-minute football game. And so just the ability to maintain a level of commitment to your process that's better than everybody else. And again, what I said earlier, I mean, like, we don't have to do anything extraordinary. We just got to do the little things better than everybody else. And if we continue to strive to do that, we'll continue to get better. And that's why I think you see, it's middle of October, you'll see teams that continue to get better and go finish this thing off. And you'll see teams that hit a peak and arrived at this point and start to fall off. And we've got to find a way to be on the front end of that. And it won't be because we're not trying, but it definitely is a mindset. Like, this entire thing is a mindset of being able to go in. The film, you see the film, like, you can gauge it however you want, but if we just play to our level and our standard that's been set here initially by the coaches and now by the players, then we'll be in a really, really good spot. When we start listening to people tell us how good we are, patting us on the back, you'll get knocked out really, really quickly. And my job is to make sure we don't.
Coach, last year this time, you're playing without your leader on offense and your leader on defense. We're seeing how important Brown and Schuler are to both sides of the ball. You guys knew that and got through it to this year. How nice is it to see these guys now out there?
Yeah, you definitely are grateful that we're staying. Don't jinx us, man. You know what? It makes us feel really good. We're good. I hate talking about it. Everybody knock on something. Hey, real quick, before we're done, Jim Lauk, the announcement last week. I've gotten to know Jim here over the last couple of years. He's been a really, really good friend and a really good resource in a lot of ways, a lot of wisdom, a lot of history and that I've learned about, but has been so trusted and loyal to me. And congratulations on the retirement. And I'm going to join you at the beach at some point here sooner than later, all right? But props to him, kept a job 43 years. I'm at 2.5, so let's rock. But congratulations, a lot of credit to Jim. Thank you, guys. Go Bulls. Appreciate it.
All right, we're going to start with new left tackle, Derek Bowman. Started 27 games, but just the last 2 at left tackle as we began conference play. Questions for Derek?
Hey, Derek, you've been here all 3 years with this coaching staff, and you've seen the team grow on and off the field. And more, it seems like that the coach has certainly been talking about it, but it seems like more and more that next play mentality, that resilience, the here we go again moments are kind of no longer anymore. Can you talk about how this team has really grown together and been one that can quickly turn the page in the face of adversity?
Yeah, and like you said, like I have been here the past 3 seasons, and so to see kind of each step we've taken and like how we've grown closer as a team each year, to the point of this year, like I'm super close with the defense where it wasn't like that in years past. They're super close with us. Like we're more connected as a team. And so I feel like that makes it easier because I know they got my back. They know we got their back. And so whatever happens, this or that, like don't flinch. Like I know they're good. I know we're going to be good. Like let's keep it moving and let's go play our brand of football.
What do you attribute largely that connectivity to? Is it the leadership? Is it the coaching staff? Is it all the above?
Yeah, I think it takes buy-in from everybody. And obviously there's kind of almost like a trickle-down effect. So the coaches made an intentional decision to pour into the leaders of the program this year. And then from there, the leaders pour into the rest of the team and the majority. And then once you have the majority buying into each other and buying into the leaders, it kind of all connects together. And so, yeah.
One of your brothers in the trenches, Cole Skinner, gets into the end zone. What was it like to see one of the Hogs get in there with the football?
Oh, that was awesome. And I love the celebration, too. He knocked it out of the park.
Did he practice that, do you think? Or
Maybe once or twice.
Coach Golesh was asked and addressed the rumors that his name's popping up for who knows how many jobs right now. Do you guys hear that, and does it affect you at all?
Coach Golesh has always sat up and told us the truth in every team meeting, in every huddle that he's ever spoken to us in. And he told the team that there's no place else in the country he'd rather be right now. And so I wholeheartedly believe him, and I know he's 100% committed to this team and this season. So I have no worries or doubts of any of the outside noise.
What's something you see on FAU's defensive line? Last week they got 5 sacks. What are you guys kind of doing to adjust on that?
Yeah, they're a good unit. They have a lot of talented players, but we do too. We got a talented O-line and a good coach who's going to get us on the right hats. And so it really comes down to just working and continuing to get better each week, building deficiencies and strengthening strengths and just getting better overall. Because it doesn't matter who you play, you still got to get better.
on a little bit of a sad note, what was going through your mind when you see Mike Laughlin leaving on the field?
Man, I went up to him because he got a pancake, and I said, that old dog still got some fight in him. And I went up and gave him a hug, and man, it's just great to see him out on the field and to see him continuing to push regardless of what the circumstance is.
The team's been getting a lot more attention lately with the success this season. What would you say to people that are kind of jumping on that bandwagon and getting on board this USF ride?
I mean, we've been the same USF team for whoever jumps on, whoever jumps off. We're going to keep doing us. If you want to support us, great. We'll love you for that. And if you don't, we're going to keep on trucking.
This is going to sound like a terrible question, but you're playing meaningful football games now. You were playing every game's meaningful if you take the field. But you're 5-1, you're ranked. Now, there's a lot more on the line, isn't there?
Yeah, but Coach kind of talked about, we haven't done anything, we're doing something. And so Mac actually told that to the team. And so regardless of what our record is and how we feel about an opponent week in and out, we're doing something. So each game, like you said, is meaningful regardless of record. And so it's all about pouring into our process and seeing how much better we can get, being process-oriented and not outcome-oriented.
It's a work in progress, right?
Yeah, it's a work in progress.
How meaningful is it going to be to you and all the players when you see like the student section, because they've been continuously showing up this Saturday?
Man, the student section gets me hyped. They're loud, they're there early, and I definitely think other teams can feel that, and it changes the game. It really does. And so I love our student section. I love the energy they bring.
All right, thank you, Derek.
Thank you,
Awesome.
Darren.
Thank y'all.
Hi, Jarvis. Safety Jarvis Lee leads us in interceptions, had a forced fumble, and he's fifth on the team in tackles and second in tackles for loss. Question for Jarvis.
Jarvis, Coach was talking about how so many different players, special teams, offense, defense, have been stepping up. He used Trey Kinkle as an example in special teams, forcing a fumble. Can you talk about how contagious it's becoming? Because anybody in a Bulls uniform can think that their time has arrived to make a play and make a difference in a game, right?
Yes, sir.
You talk about how contagious that feeling is.
I mean, it's a great feeling because I think
it's next man opportunity for everybody, no matter who you is, no matter if you're a freshman, a senior, or a transfer, no matter who it is. Like, you go and make plays, you're feeding off the energy of everybody else. It's contagious. Like, going to games, playing in a great atmosphere, and everybody loves to make plays, and it juices the team up. Just go win and be elite.
You came in, your first year was also Coach Golesh's and the staff's first year.
Yes, sir.
Can you talk about how this team has grown together to the point that you can quickly turn the page on adversity? You face adversity head on, you turn the page. Can you talk about that mindset that's prevailing right now that may not necessarily have been the case your first couple of years here, right?
Definitely. Like, we have grown a lot since I've been here. When I first got here, it really wasn't a next play mentality, but since then, now it's a brotherhood. Everybody lean on each other. If it looks like at somebody, like, we ain't looking for somebody to make a play. We all trying to make that play. We all looking at each other like, okay, we here. We in adversity right now. Let's bounce back. Let's come together. Let's calm down. And let's keep going next play mentality. Like, it don't matter what's going on, no matter how much we down, how much we up, always play the next play to be elite every single time on the field.
The nicest thing you can say about a player is he plays bigger than he is. You're 5'11", but you play a lot bigger than
Yes,
that.
sir.
How much is that satisfying to you?
I mean, it's just a mindset thing for me. Like, I go on the field, I don't see no opponent. I don't see how big or small anybody is. I really don't care. I go out there to be dominant in what I do as my position as a nickel. I want to be the most violent nickel in this country. So I go out there and try to do the best as I can to help our team win, no matter what it is or who it is.
You guys lead the nation in turnovers gained. How would you explain that? What do you attribute that to?
Just being a dominant defense. Just going out there every game, we got to make a play for our offense to get the ball back. Go out there to make a play just to keep going. Just basically like being a dominant, violent defense. If we ain't dominant and being violent, then we can't be the best. And we harp on that every day to be the best defense we can in this country.
How do you harp on it? Do y'all literally practice punching the ball out and things like that?
You just practice running to the ball. You run to the ball, everybody runs to the ball, that's when plays happen. That's when big plays happen. So we run to the ball, make plays on the ball. That's how everything comes.
I know it's been 50 years since I've had this feeling.
Okay.
What's it like when you get an interception?
It's beautiful, especially being on defense. Playing defense my whole life and getting a chance to get your hands on the ball and making the play is beautiful. And then definitely trying to always take it back for 6. It's hard though, but
Some things just never change, right?
it never changes. It's always amazing. No matter if I was a little league or now I'm in college, it's always the same.
The North Texas quarterback had gone into the game with no picks. You guys got him 3 times. Could you sense that they were getting a little frustrated by how the game was going?
I mean, I'll say a little bit, but not really, because we don't try to basically feed off what the other team is doing. We don't try to play into the level of competition. We always try to play better. So what they getting frustrated, we taking that as an opportunity. Like, he playing a dominant defense. They never seen a defense like us. So we going out there trying to make plays, like I said, running to the ball, getting opportunities. So we causing that frustration. So we love that. So we don't really care what anybody else got going on as long as we make them plays.
With the success of this season, you've noticed some more attention attracted to your team. But has anything changed since day one with this team in terms of the belief in what you can do and what you can accomplish? And has it grown or changed at all?
Nothing changed. We take every game as aspects of everything. Like, we never going to change how we prepare. We never going to change how we practice. We never going to change how we look at our opponent, anything like that. We take every game step by step. We always going to keep that same mentality. Like, we the best. We always going to strive to be the best. After this is an American, this is the country, this is everything. We always going to try to be the best in everything we do.
What's something you kind of see out of the FAU whiteouts as they can spread out the field?
Just they got a lot of guys from Florida. They got a lot of speed. A lot of guys we got to get our hands on and be good in coverage with. So really nothing that we didn't see already from a good passing offense last week. So we got to get on them and play great defense, great man-to-man defense.
Thank you, Jarvis.
Good. Thank you, Jarvis.
You're welcome. Y'all have a great day.
You too.
All right. So you did request to speak with Mr. Lauk, which we appreciate. I don't think we'll make him stand behind the podium here. So I'll clear this out of the way, and we'll just we'll make a little spot for him to talk to you all. I'll get it. Appreciate it.
Is USS Wikipedia?
USS Wikipedia, is that what you called him?
Yeah.
excited.